Welcome, guys. My name is Misha Woldoff, and I will be talking to you guys today about 3 books which will make me $100,000 in 2025. In order to make money, you need to know what money is. So we will be looking at The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. The first principle of the book is patience and consistency matter. And for me, this is very easy to break down. It's doing 1% a day is 365% a year. And I mean, this sounds out of context, but I want you to understand that the most talented musicians, the most advanced traders in the world, in order to master their craft in 1 year's time, all the time they had to allocate into one day was 18 minutes. Because 18 minutes already puts you in the 1% of people in terms of success in that field. Understand risk and luck, because they both play a role. Being humble is, of course, a huge part of it, but always be ready for uncertainty. And last but not least, from this amazing book is be aware of lifestyle inflation, because you can be making hundreds and hundreds of thousands a year, but if your lifestyle is constantly increasing with the amount of money you're making, which is the common standard with everybody, you will not be making more money, but you will be spending the money you're making. The second book we will be looking at is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is one of my favorite books because it teaches them that the small habits that you contribute to your life every single day make the change which you're looking for. And rule number 1 is focus on systems and not goals, because goals can be very far ahead, but be doing consistent maneuvers every day, which bring you one step further to your goal, will actually be the driving force which will drive you to success. This book teaches us that consistency and the power of small changes create massive results over time. And as I said from the first book, is that 1% a day actually can change everything for you. Focus on systems and not goals, because goals would actually take you out of orbit, because goals can be so far away. If I say I need to have a 10 million investment portfolio, this is such a far way ahead, and you can get very demotivated over time. But if you say, I will allocate every month $150 to my investment portfolio, these are goals which are a lot more easier to achieve, and thereby you will not get demotivated, and you can actually consistently play a role in your future. What's so great about this book, it talks about identity-based habits. So based on the person that you want to become, you need to act like this person. So if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, and let's take for an example Ryan Serhant, who wakes up at 4 in the morning every single day in order to go to the gym at 4:30 and be at the office at 6 a.m. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur depending the field, you need to actually put in the work every single day. And there's no shortcuts. Building habits that make success inevitable is the best, because then you're avoiding having to make irrational decisions which will only cause you pain in the long term. Third but not least, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham is by far the best book I recommend to read. I actually just started it recently. But in order to actually accumulate wealth, you need to know how to invest it. What's so great about this book is that it talks about long-term investments over speculation. And for instance, I'll give you one simple example. You wouldn't sell your apartment because tomorrow it is worth 10,000 less than it was yesterday. And this is the same concept in investing. Just because a stock goes down or up doesn't change its intrinsic value. And making investments based on intrinsic value is understanding its actual value. To avoid mistakes is investing at the right time. So making your investments when the value of a stock is actually below that of what its actual intrinsic value is. What's great about this book in such a fast-paced moving world is that it teaches you about developing patience and discipline. And these are actually key factors which will lead you to success, because most people are impatient and most people invest into a stock just to sell it 8 months later because suddenly they're going on a trip. And understanding why you're making investments and what your actual end goal is will help you in creating this ladder to actually keep your investments in place. And even for instance, making it difficult to access your wallet, for instance, in cryptocurrency, in order to avoid selling when markets are low, or buying when there's a boom, it's easy because you just put your money on a ledger and then you lock this ledger away, because it actually makes it harder for you to have access to it. And instead, if you have your money on Coinbase or on Binance, you will just immediately have access to selling or buying. And this will actually stop you from making mistakes, which you will regret over time. Investments are the principle of how you will become wealthy, because having money doesn't mean you will keep it, because we need money every single day to live. And so understanding what you need to invest in and how long you should invest in assets is the most important thing. And you should not make emotional decisions on an investment which you will regret in the long term. And this is why it's important to keep a margin of safety and ensure that you buy a stock at a good value. Or in order to even avoid having to make big investments at one go, is putting money into your stocks every single week or every single month. And like this, you're cost dollar averaging into the market, and you're actually avoiding the whole fiasco of having to buy the stock at the right amount and selling it at the right amount. Is keeping a long-term vision of what you want to do and how you want to get there. So the most important part of this book is that you invest when the markets are low and the intrinsic value of a stock is below its actual value. And you don't buy when the market's in a boom and and you then get cut in half when the markets actually have a downturn. So it is very important to keep an open mind, and for the same reason you won't sell your apartment tomorrow if it goes down in value, is the same reason why you buy a stock and you hold it. Thank you guys for watching my video today, and check out next week's video with me on Wednesday.